going, everybody? Got about 14 people in the chat there already. Oh, 12. Sorry. I'm going to start shortly. Probably about 4 minutes. Obviously, I'm all by myself here. The weather's trying to keep us all down. It happens, right? Let me know if is anybody in the chat? Is the chat working? It's weird. Oh, there we go. Echo in the background. See, the chat on screen here is not working, so I have it on here. Yep. I did not order any pineapple pizza, no. Oh, well. If anybody's having issues with the actual quality of the stream, just reduce your picture rate down to HD. But if you try to stream too high of a format, it will buffer a little bit. It's 8 o'clock. So I'm just going to go through the chat here real quick. Just say hey to everybody. We got Eminem. We've got Brand. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. It's GVO After Dark. This is Season 2, Episode 4. I'm Go VR, Go Home. Welcome. I'm all alone today. It's snowing pretty bad out here in Ottawa. So Eminem's at home. He's still trying to grow a beard. And we lost Dave in the snow. I guess that's what happens when you play with tiny trains. You can't find them anymore. So hopefully they're here next month. But for now, it's just me. So we've got lots to cover today on today's show. If I'm looking down like this, it's because the computer is down here. So I didn't lose you. We've got announcements from Athern and Bowser. New in store from stuff from Rapido, Woodland Scenics, and Athern. We've got a new segment from Bombard. And no offense, but I think we've got the best fence system here from Woodland Scenics. Repeater's new release of the hoppers. Athern TLDX Pillsbury covered hoppers. So we'll open those and we'll take a look at them as well. I'm going to do a mail call. I got a very small mail call. And we're also going to talk first layouts and the inspirations and how we got started in the hobby. So obviously, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. I wanted to do a quick shout out. Thank you to my wife. Next month is my birthday, and she basically said, "So, what's in your cart right now?" And I said a bunch of stuff, and she said, "Okay, happy birthday." So most of this stuff here, except for these are for Brendan, but I'm going to use those for the show. So she got me a bunch of really neat stuff for the show and for my birthday. So multi-purpose, it's a win-win. Thanks, Steph. And today we're also, I've got, I don't know if you can actually see, I've got a train coming up the side here. It's a Ontario Northland GP38, and it's pulling like a whole bunch, I think almost. But they're going to go around and they're going to be doing their thing. I took the sound off the Via Rail just because it is really loud. It is what it is, and it's sometimes it's hard to distractions. All right. So, in the news, after weeks of rumors and discussion, Bombardier is selling its train division to French agent Alstom. A preliminary agreement worth more than $7 billion has been reached. The deal is also the latest move by Canada's Bombardier to dramatically shrink its business after production problems and order delays in its core train unit. And rising costs in some of its aviation units threatened its ability to pay off more than $1.5 billion debt coming due next year. Paris-based Alstom is expected to acquire the business from Montreal-based Bombardier using mostly cash and some of stock. In 2017, Alstom unsuccessfully tried to merge with another train-making business of Germany. You guys heard of the brand Siemens? Well, they're the ones that are doing the new Via Rails for the Quebec, Ottawa, Toronto corridor. But apparently that fell through. The European Union's antitrust authority blocked the proposal back in 2019. So hopefully they do better as a French company. As opposed to it being more of a Canada-based company. And we'll see more trains from Bombardier, hopefully, because they are really good. But they did lose out on the deal to do the new Via Rail trains for the Toronto corridor fence as well. But they sold out real quick. And, of course, the new containers from Rapido as well. We've got a couple to take a look at. As far as announcements this month, Athearn, after releasing the SD 90, after releasing the SD 90, one is $250 for the DC model and $340 for a DCC sound model. It'll be available in EDM or EMD Red, EMD Burgundy, Norfolk Southern, and CSX. Yeah, I couldn't make out the N scale stuff, Dave. Sorry, it's too small. I'm going to set yes. All right. Whoop. Sorry, I'm just going to go back to. There we go. Now I got the chat. A channel just about railroad news. I'm lucky if I can find one decent story a month. I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about the blockade and all that. But I mean, there's just been so much of that in the news lately. I didn't really feel like it was necessary to to talk about that. But either way, we still got lots of other news. And that one was actually the Bombardier. It was Mark from Canada. So thank you for sending that off to me, even though it was your text message and you're normally here. But that's okay. That's okay. I read it anyways. But yeah. Also, Athearn, they announced some ACF center flow hoppers. MSRP is $35 each. And Bowser announced a 70-ton 2-bay ballast car. Now, it's not Bowser that's making them, but they're fully 3D printed. I know specifically for me, Ontario Northland, I would need those. And because there's only 2 different styles to get, and they're both unpainted, it's basically you buy the kit and you paint it yourself and you put the decals on. And I think that Highball offers the decals. So that's definitely a project worth looking into for sure. But new in store. So this will be the first of the unboxings here, because we've got the fence system. As I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this up and we're going to take a look at the fence system. Now, as far as the fence, you get a choice of privacy, picket, chain link, wood rail, log, or a barbed wire fence, $15 each, or N scale, $14 each. So this one here being a HO scale fence, it was only $17. Doesn't really, oh, cool. So it basically shows you here how to do it. Putting the glue along the side of the rail to join them together. And you want to use a 0.79 millimeter drill bit to drill down where all the posts need to go into. Now, most of mine is foam. So if you're using something else, like if you're going right onto wood, then you could use a drill bit first. Now it looks like, yeah, okay, so it has a sticky film right over top, and that just holds everything in place. Very nice. Now, I must say, because these are pre-painted and basically pre-put together, it's a little weathered. Is possibly maybe some graffiti right along the fence there, just to make it look like somebody came up and sprayed it. That would be really neat. And you get quite a few pieces here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay them out, and then I'm going to measure how long it is, because it didn't say anywhere how much you get action zone, and these are just put up to not let anybody into the area. So that's how I'm going to use these ones specifically. So it doesn't look like they don't lock in or anything. You would just have to basically glue it together as if you're just attaching just one thing to another. Yeah. There's no post for it. All right. So there's an outside and an inside. So this one here, you can see how this has a fork on the outsides, and then this one has forks on the inside. There is a little bit of a lip on here, and that's where you would put your glue. And then when you attach it, then it all becomes one long one with a post in the middle. And then you just alternate them depending on how far you want to go. It's really neat. It's probably like one of the best fence sets that I've ever seen, only for the fact that the only other one that I've ever done is the Walters chain link fence. And that was, I mean, it's not the easiest one to put together, but it's still, it does what you need it to do. So I'm just checking here to see how long this actually goes, or how far it goes. And I've got a tape measure here as well, so I'll be able to measure it out. Goes pretty far. I'm surprised that they give you that much. That's awesome. Tape measure, yeah. So one piece, you're looking at 3.5 inches per, like that's 3.5 inches right there. So do the math. 27 inches. So the total length of fence that you get, most likely per package, well, HO scale anyways, is 27 inches. So then that way, if you know you need more, then you can pick up more than one set. I don't think I'll need this, but either way, that's still pretty cool. And each one, like, they're all done differently, like each slab of fence. So you're not getting the exact same piece every single time. It's really neat. I really like that. So I can't wait to set this up and put this on the layout. And I'm probably going to pick up more for other places on the layout, just depending on for what I need. There's a number of industries that I'm going to be having. So depending on the industry, like there's a certain area that I want to add the chain link fence, and then industry. So I'm going to be using it quite a bit. Yeah, either or, keeping things in or putting them out, doesn't matter. Now gonna look at the Rapido hopper. So these here, these go for about $48 each, or you can get a 6-pack for $292. There's the CN as delivered, the CN repaint, which is the one that I got here. There's a couple of CPs, the Script or the Pac-Man. There's a North American car or Potocan. So I went with the in typical Rapido fashion. They've got it's a very nice box. It obviously it looks like the F40s that they normally do, but very nice. Oh, and there's some paperwork too, as well. There's usually like an exploded parts diagram somewhere here. Yeah, this gives you some basic history, Canadian history here, with your exploded parts diagram. Very nice. So it's all popped together there. They give you a couple of extra little parts, which I don't know what they're for yet. Hoppers or cylindrical hoppers on the market, because the other ones apparently are a little bit longer. But either way, they're still really nice. And you've got your etched metal walkways, separately applied grab irons. Those are very nice. Very crisp paint job as well, with markings at each end and along the sides. There's also piping that goes right along the bottom as well. Hopefully these couplers are good. I've always had issues with Rapido couplers, but their wheels look good too. Make sure always check it with your gauge just to make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be. You never know when it... Usually they're pretty good though. Not much else to do, right? But no, it's a really nice looking car. I really like it. Probably going to get a couple more of these actually. This one or the it's like a gray. Kind of looks the same. It's the delivered scheme, but in gray. I'm just going to set this up here. And they roll really nice too. Very nice. That's from Rapido's second run. They've already done another run, like an older run, but I didn't really think to get one at the time, I guess. But I'll be sure to get a couple more of those for sure. See how everybody in the chat's doing. Well, it's bright. Multi-mark will be my favorite. Yeah, the multi-mark. It's the all black with the red and white Pac-Man at the end. They're very nice. Hopefully, eventually they'll do them in N scale because I mean, they would be really popular in N scale as well. Continuing, I was just noticing the close significance channel names and person names. Marty. Hey Chris, how's it going? And she'll kill River Valley containers. They are selling like hotcakes right now. And I wanted to make sure that our buddy Bubs031 got some more containers. So I got these in here for him. And I got the CP, two-tone CP with the air conditioning unit on the end there, or the refrigeration unit, I think. Yeah, refrigeration units. And the CN. Very nice. I'm not going to open them up just for the fact that it's those, obviously if I open it up, it can't close it again. But I did want to show you guys. So these are $24.99 each. And you get a set of two. There was only these numbers and these numbers done. There wasn't any other ones, unfortunately. But still, not too bad, not too bad. They do what they're supposed to. They fit the 53-foot well cars, and they look sharp. As sharp as a container can look. I know they don't really do too much else, but it is what it is. Also, I've been wanting to get these for a while now. The Pillsbury containers. Now, M&M Rails was nice enough to make me some decals because we've got the bakery back here. Originally, it came with these decals here, right? The Magic Pan Bakery and whatnot. And I'm still going to use some of these, but the ones like that go down, let's say Magic Pan Bakery and the main sign there, I'm replacing those. So he did these for me. Minus the Canadian Tire ones here, but you can see it says Pillsbury Bakery Incorporated. And then he made me a whole bunch of little Pillsbury signs. So thanks, M&M. I'm going to do these eventually. I've got like a million things on the go, but hopefully I'll be able to do up the bakery soon. You guys have obviously watched my build on the bakery, so I'm going to revisit most of my builds at a later date, and then I'm going to do video series of just adding detail and whatnot to them, just so you can see, weathering and all that. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to open this. Oh, they're tattoos. Oh, even better. I'll put some on my kids, and then I'll put some on, and then we'll all match. Now, this set here just kind of took advantage of the spot and the space just to kind of, I don't know. It's fun. I'm tucked in here and doing my thing. So for these here, you can either get a single car for $34 or the 3-pack for, was it $99 for a 3-pack. So, and there was 6 numbers to choose from. So this set of 3 or individual sets of 1, but there's 3 individual sets. And I think Athearn does a really good job with their cars, so that's a bonus. All right. So these look very solid. They don't have a lot of weight to them, though. I'm kind of shocked as to how light it actually is. But it does say Pillsbury, and it has the Pillsbury logo. It's the same on all one piece, except for the top walkway there, which it's not see-through, and it's plastic. There's little markings on the bottom there. Let's see. And my eyes are not good enough to read it, which is fine, I guess. But let's put it a little closer so you can see. They're very nice cars otherwise. They're all different numbers too. So I'm going to set that one up there. Rolls it. I don't think it rolls it. Okay. I usually like to give it the once over just to see. I also like how they do a separate plating for the Pillsbury logo, so that is raised up overall. It's not right on it like the Pillsbury words or letters. And of course, metal wheels, metal couplers. Or plant factory, something like that. There's the third one. Very nice. Let's see the ends. Neat. So move that one there. It's going to probably roll away. Yeah. So let's see what you guys think. You know what? I am trying to find have a friend of mine 3D print a little Pillsbury Doughboy for the roof. Just a little guy there, with his hat and whatnot. It's something that I would really like to have. Yeah, I checked on eBay as well, and I was finding like these salt and pepper shakers and all of it. I don't know, most of it, so I wasn't really too impressed. So that's why I'm hoping that someone's able to 3D print me one, and then I'll be able to add it to the top of the building there, just as a fun little scenery topper. The only maybe you can substitute the STA with Marshmallow Man. Possibly, it might be. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the ADM as well. Even with the tankers, I do need to get some more tankers, so I was probably going to go with ADMs. Possibly, yeah. Shapeways probably could do it. Again, that might be a hard sell for them to do it, but so I'm gonna see that dome gnome. Shapeways. Yeah, I'm really hoping that. It can't be too hard to design. It's just a matter of getting the measurements. So hopefully it's really easy to do. So real quick, so basically the next that I'm going to do next live show, which is exactly in 2 weeks, I guess because of the fact that the way that the weeks are following or the days that are following, it seems like it's like 2 weeks later to break. So I think it gave us an extra week or two before the first live show. But basically, normally what I do is 2 weeks before the GVO After Dark live show, I do another type of live where it's a little bit more just running trains. Usually have somebody or people come over and we just run trains and have a good time. We have the chat going, and so in 2 weeks it's March over, and probably going to do some like pizza and whatnot, and we'll stream it. We'll have the camera going and whatnot. We're going to run some trains, so stick around for that. That's March 13th. Then on March 14th is the Kingston Rail-O-Rama, so that's the Saturday right after. Mark said he's going, and I think Dave is going, and I do believe SMT mainline, SMT Harrison is going to go as well. And I'm going to be there, of course. That's why I'm mentioning it. So if you're in the Kingston, Ontario area on Saturday the 14th, Railorama, everybody. So it'll be fun, and of course, get to meet some people and look at trains and buy trains. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And then, of course, 2 weeks after that, GVO After Dark, March 26th. I do not think that Mark will be able to make it out for that one, but Dave will be back, weather permitting, if we can find him in the snow. And we're going to have a fun-filled, packed show with a whole bunch of stuff. I think that we're going to be doing some comparisons between N scale and HO scale. So bring your big foam finger with the HO on it to root for my side of the table there, while he talks about the N scale stuff. So you'll have to bring the little foam finger with the N scale on it for him, and we'll have a good time, and we'll talk all about the difference between the two, and when it comes to decoders and details, stuff like that. We'll be talking about differences. So that'll be a fun show, and I'm really excited to do that one. And so I don't know if you guys have noticed, but right now I'm sitting at 983 subscribers, super close to 1,000. So close. It's been 5 years that I've been on YouTube, and I feel like I'm trying to make that push, that final jump to 1,000, and with being only 17 subscribers away, wow, it's crazy. But I mean, this is a huge shout out to Harrison from SMT Mainline. I woke up one day early this month. It was like beginning of February. He had just posted a video the night before, and it literally looked like my phone blew up. It was crazy. I had I want to say, what was it? 900 and something. 900, no, 800. No, it was 800 and something. And it was super nice of him. I really appreciate it. I think a lot of my subscribers are due to Harrison of SMT. We have, again, one of the best communities. All you guys out there watching, you stop by every single month to leave a comment on videos, hit that like button, and to talk each other up, and it's great. It shows that you guys really do care, and you guys really do pay attention, and just as much as I appreciate every single video that you guys post, whether you're sharing something new or posting an update about your layout or a live op session or anything like that, it's huge. And I know I appreciate it, and I know the other guys appreciate it too. And we're always watching, so it's good. It's good. So again, when I hit 1,000 or just, and 17 subscribers to go. So you feel more legit when you're at 1,000. Not that you're not legit until you hit 1,000, but YouTube standards, right? So let's see. Hey Dwight, how's it going? Harrison is a good guy. He's a great guy. I wonder if he's watching. Hey Rafe, welcome back. Hopefully you didn't miss too much. But I've been busy actually this past week because a couple of the other things that the wife got me was a bunch of switches. Like, well, I don't have any down here. I put most of them up in my North Bay yard area here, and I got myself a big box of track because I definitely needed more flex track, mostly to finish this and to add to my industries, because I still don't have sidings for those industries. I have the industries, but the sidings aren't in. So even with this track here, right, like it's not in yet, but just for fancy, I just stuck it there, and I've got to attach it and drop some feeders, and I'll be good to go. But I'm going to do a video at some point, maybe next week or so. Real one. It's massive in the sense where it's just really, really long, and there's about four bays that trains go into for maintenance. There's a paint shop and all that stuff. So for the area, and I don't know, you can kind of see it. So I got my wall up here, and it basically cuts this table here in half, because each module is about 4x4. But now there are 2x2 sections, or 2x4 sections. So I'm going to have a whole other scene on the other side of the wall, and I'm going to have my North Bay shops in this area here. It's very interesting because just of how it's shaped as well, which will be fun. I'm really looking forward to doing a lot more detail work to it. But the cool thing is that the main body of it, it's basically just foam core board. It's basically, it's I don't know if I have any over here. No, I don't. Got it from the dollar store. It's super cheap. Just make sure you use a sharp knife when you're cutting it. Otherwise, it'll look all janky, and you don't want it to look janky. So I had to build it in like 3 sections, and as soon as I can, I'm gonna have to attach this to it. It's brick sheet. Got this from the local hobby shop. It's just it's a strip of like it's stuff. It's just supposed to be brick. So I'm gonna wrap the building basically in this, and you have to cut out all the windows and stuff. So that'll be fun. I think I need another strip of that though. I only have 2 right now, and I think it's like $8. So I'm gonna do that next week, because you guys are probably getting the roughly the same kind of weather that we're getting here, probably just sooner than us, right? So I don't really like doing too much traveling in the wintertime for that very reason. We're supposed to be getting an early spring, and I'm really dying to see the new shop. So spring, I don't know. But also at the same time, the Rapido picnic thingy, Rapido does their, I don't know what you call it, but all the shops and all the managers of all the shops and stores and whatnot, they usually go to Rapido HQ for barbecue luncheon and stuff. I've been going the last couple of years. I'm probably going to go again this year, just because I like to, talk to the guys from Rapido, and they're all very, very nice. And I don't know, you get to see the new product that's coming out like up close and personal, live from my cell phone, which would be great, because that's how I used to. And then all these rules. So, I'd love to do a live right from the store, or not the store, the barbecue. I ended up doing one last year, but it was a live right to Facebook. But you guys are my YouTube guys, right? Like, follow on YouTube. So I'd like to do a video or a live on here, but in Toronto, and obviously at Otter Valley as well. That would be nice. But I can't if I can't do it on my phone. So, because I'm not gonna take the lap, try that way. That'll be bad. Let's see. Thanks, John. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to Strattsburg just because I already have a heck of a time trying to get time off work as it is. Yeah, I am I'm stuck in the corner. I can't go anywhere. I was going to go to work tonight, but I'm stuck in the corner. Big CW, what's going on, man? How's it going? Hey, Lauren, how's it going? Too legit to quit. That's right. Yeah, I might be here by my lonely onesie, but I'm still trying to hold it down. There's no banter. I got no one to pick on. It's crazy. I should start roast, so which is fine. It's fine. But either way. Going to work on the gas station. All right. So next, what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about our first layouts. This is a huge one for tonight. Something that move forward. Now, I remember when I was about 3 or 4, so I was a little guy, right? This is actually one of them. Of course, it wasn't a Go train. This was actually my first repaint. Mark, don't get too mad, but this was a Santa Fe, and because I didn't like the Santa Fe to it, I turned it into the classic Go Transit GP40. I don't know if it's really GP40 or not. It doesn't totally look like it, but either way. So I had repainted it. But yeah, so my aunt and uncle, they lived in Toronto, and they were moving to BC, which is where they are now. But before they left, my uncle, he left a big box of stuff, and it was mostly like, Tyco cars. There was some Flex Track, all Atlas stuff. You remember that crossing gate where when the train goes over it, the arms just, and then when the train finishes, they go, right? So I had one of those. Everybody had one of those. A few of the bridges, some of the standardized switches with the little, left or right control thingy, and they go. That's fun. Had so much fun. I believe the actual layout itself was a 4x8 with another 4x4. So it looked like an L. And it was a giant loop that went around it. And we had the Atlas turntable right in the middle. And used AstroTurf. Yeah, believe it or not, AstroTurf as the grass. And so we covered the whole thing in AstroTurf. And then we put down the cork, still Midwest, right? Like, I'm pretty sure it was Midwest. It's the exact same stuff. I'm not sure how long they've been around, but yeah. So put down the cork, the little nails, and then the track and whatnot. It was a very, very simple setup. I think there was about 5 or 6 different locomotives. This is the only one I have left. And as for the cars, most of them were like lifelike and all that, which I only have one of those left as well. I think I have it away. But yeah, like you know what I mean? This thing is so old. I'm pretty sure that when it runs, like when you put it on the track, it still runs, but it sparks. So that's, old Athearn blue box, you know what I mean? Like these things, they don't really die. They just, they show their age really well. Metal handrails, that's awesome, right? Like most of the older stuff, it's hard to, come by with all of that stuff. But yeah, so a big part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this stuff was is my uncle who gave me my first set. He passed away a few weeks ago. So I wanted to, kind of pay tribute to that because of where I am now with the hobby where you were and how you started so small, and now you're growing and the layout's growing. You're learning so much, wiring and scenery and stuff. It's crazy. No AstroTurf here. No AstroTurf on the layout, but possibly, I'll find some, and I might do a little garden or something of Astro. Is it GP35? Either way. I mean, good eye. Let's see. First layout that I built was a 4x16, had 4 power packs. Then I moved and it stayed there. So do you think they play with it now? Like whoever moved into that house? My dad built me a 4x8 when I was little and thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Oh, 100%. I mean, even after, because that layout, the 4x8 by another 8, I guess, layout that I had, it eventually came down because we had to redo our basement. And then we just did we had started a 4x8 again after the layout was, or after the basement was done being built, because I was like, well, I gotta have trains, like I gotta have a train layout. So, and that's exactly how I sounded when I was 6. Oh, gotta have it, right? No, but we ended up doing a 4x8, and it had a double main line to it, and you could switch between the outside and the inside. Probably wasn't that big, and the inside one was probably ridiculously small, but I don't remember there ever being, trains rubbing on the corner, but I don't think I ever had anything long enough that it would matter. So it is what it is. Yeah, I was waiting for SMT to come by again, and I was gonna say, "Oh, Harrison, do you wanna see some sparks fly?" And then it'll probably cringe him a little bit, and he'll be like, "Let me fix that," just to. Oh, internet died. Goes turf. Some start out big, then go small. The mic's not backwards. Perry's was high-ang sets on a 4x8 board, and then that was when he was 2. That's crazy. So, yeah, a lot of people, they usually start out. It's not a big enough area that you're losing out money if you invest in something like that, just in case you don't really follow through with it or you lose interest. But it's also a good learning curve. If you divide this, you can break it down so that you're trying something different on each one. Maybe do all 4 seasons, and then that way you're working on different techniques on a layout that could be potentially just a practice layout, so that when you're doing the real thing, then you're already good to go. I know that Brian, he was talking about doing a snow kind of scene on his layout, and a mountain and whatnot, which is awesome. I think that doing snow would be the most difficult thing to do, but it would be totally cool to try, because obviously if I'm modeling Ontario, we get enough snow. But I think I'm going to stick with like more of a fall layout, just because I like the colors, a lot more. The reds, the orange, the browns, stuff like that. Was that the green and white Burlington Northern with the black roof, Sparky? Burlington was red white. Did BN have red white? Yeah, first loco. See, now, if we're saying first loco, was this first loco that was given to, or first loco as in you went out? Because if that's the case, now, like I had a bunch of these, right? Like, so I had this one. I had a couple of F7s. So there was a CP and an Ontario Northland, like with the chevron. I think that's where my Ontario Northland kick started back in the day. And then obviously I had the Santa Fe, which was this one. I had a steamer. It was a 280. A 280. Yeah, it was a 280 with a little CP tender, smoked and everything. But I think the gearbox or something broke. Either the gearbox or the drive system. And I ended up selling it off because I'm like, this thing's old. If you think about it, like I'm going to be 35 next month. Yeah, big number, right? 35. These are older than me. So that's why it's like, does it actually run? Will it? It's I mean, I'm sure if you take care of it, right, it will. But this stuff is old, so it's been compared to now as well, right? With the the little bulb at the front instead of everything being wired right to the shell, right? Being able to just lift it off and whatnot, and even the motor itself. It's very dirty with newer couplers, as if I was going to run it. I think it's because like the first set I actually bought for myself, not the last release, but the release before Go Transit GP 40-2. And I eventually got some cars as well to go with it when they did that whole release all at the same time. That was the release before the previous one where they did the two-tone green that everybody hated. So if that doesn't tell you how long ago it was. So it was a while ago. Ugh. Chris says the first loco he bought was the PC set, the CN 2102. No, DC was everything when I was little, right? That's all it was. When I had just joined the hobby again, because obviously you go through your teen years, teenager would normally do. And then as soon as I came back into the hobby, I was watching J. Will 2000's videos because I was like, well, one of the how to build a layout series. And I had watched that right from the beginning, which is crazy because I still watch his videos today. And it's probably another huge inspiration for why I do, unboxings and reviews and stuff like that. Just because I was so, taken back by everything, and he was running trains that were making sounds and stuff. And I was like, well, hold on a second. That's way different than what I remember. Like things have really kicked it up in nickel, since the last time I've touched a train. And I was like, I need to get sound. I need, like, every train needs to have sound now. So that's, that basically that's what I did. Anything I looked into, it was something with sound, and it was all very, very expensive, very expensive. But I mean, there are ways to save money, right? There are workarounds. Highland Husky Mooch. He has all 5 full cases of the PC sets. Those are crazy. So there's, wow, yeah, I can only think about maybe, well, there's the what are they called, the Keebler elves. There's one with the Keebler elves on it. The green one, there's a green steam locomotive, I forget what that pulls. Little coal cars, the little bucket cars. Yeah, they're very easy to find at the train shows. Absolutely. It's like there's always at least one table that has a stack of them, and I'm not sure how they're priced. I've never really looked into getting them because I mean they don't really have a set of you know road name or whatnot that I would want, but I'm not even sure if they're moderately priced or if they're ridiculously priced. But John's first train set was a Tyco Santa Fe. Oh no, yeah, train set was the Santa Fe, but the first loco you got was an Athearn Blue Box Conrail GP40. Very nice. Because I'm sitting very high and I wanted to have more of this being viewed, but it's the skyscraper set. So I'm going to have it on the other side there. You know, that area where it's normally behind us. And I'm like, I can't do anything with this module. I just can't. It's ridiculous. Ever since I fixed the track there, I've been really happy with it a lot more. So I'm going to be doing some more scenery to it. So I'm going to put the building being built, the skyscraper being built, going up. And then I'm going to use my fence to block off, from anybody going into the area. That's my plan for that area there. And the only thing is, it supposed to look like that? Mind you, if I explain that it's strictly just a custom build, same thing with my paper mill. The main building, I've already started building it, and that's fine because it's supposed to be how it looks on paper, or the paper that it came with. But the other two buildings, I'm probably going to make them into backdrop buildings just to kind of save me some space. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I've got a few more building kits and whatnot to do for that series. So many buildings, and then obviously the custom one that I'm doing as well. So I'm gonna read the do the mail call. GVO mail call. Yeah. Okay. Chris, enjoy watching the videos and live streams. So I thought I'd send you something. I thought I'd send something your way. No idea if you have use for it, but you can. Brian F. And he custom printed me. And I don't even know if you can see these. They're you take off and you put it right onto whatever you're putting it onto, and then you scratch it so that it adheres, and then you peel the front part off, and then it's left sticky to whatever you're sticking it to. I have another one here. There's a view around, but I totally dropped it, and there's no for where I am. This one says Ontario Northland and Go Transit. And he also made me a really nice one, a really big one, and it says Go Via or Go Home. And it's all the way on the other side. I don't know if I've showed it off yet. I'm still painting the fascia in that area there. But if you guys are interested, if you guys want some custom decals for your fascia, he does literally any road name. He has a bunch of different colors that he can do. And, you tell him what size you want, and he can make that happen. He also had done a Ontario Northland chevron, like the chevrons, but I changed the M in Go Home to the chevrons. I always like getting mail from viewers and whatnot. Yeah. I'm just gonna check the chat to see what you guys are up to, see what you guys are chatting about. Well done a sticker needs to be really well done, but it gives it a very nice finalized look. So I've got the masonite, no, hardboard or whatever on the other side, because it's brown. I painted it white. I put I marked out where I needed to put the sticker, and then I put it on, scratched it, peeled the whole thing off, and now I have to do like the black around it, so it just has the white backdrop to it. It went on fairly easy. For the first one, I should have done a practice one first, but I didn't want to waste them. But where you can reach out to Brian and put in your order for that if you guys want any. Cool. You can't find me on my. Oh, Brian's in there. Yeah, so Brian F or Brian Ferguson. Yeah, he did me the decals. So you can always message him because he's in the chat right now. So that works. I didn't even realize you were here, bud. Oh man. There you go. Yeah, there is an email up there now that Brian did post. The Fergie at the skyscraper building that's under construction. That's the kit that I got. So it's literally it's just like the skeleton of a building. It's honestly it's not much to look at, but it's building up the building around it. Like I said, I'm going to put the fence going around the main part of it so that you can't get access, or the public can't get access to it. Obviously, because it's a construction site, danger and all that. And it can add like cones and whatnot to the road just in case you want to put like a dump truck or something on the side there. So that you some option, right? Of animals and locals. So normally when I watch the playback of the video, the lag is not what, because I've got about 50 or so, maybe a little over 50 on the download. Some people say they don't have any issues with it. Some people do. It is what it is. I can't really change that because the only amount of speed that I can get to my house right now is about 50 megabytes. Doesn't matter if I work for Bell or not. That'd be nice. I'd like to shoot this whole thing in 4K and then have the live in 4K. That'd be great. But the internet runs fine as far as like playing video games online and whatnot. I think that if you turn down the quality on your end, it would. So just not much to look at here, right? So it is just what it is. Really? Even on the lowest quality? That's crazy. Maybe I'll try hardwiring the laptop directly to the modem. Maybe when I'm on the other side, though, because I'm like good 20, 30 feet away from the modem right now, and I don't have an Ethernet cable that stretches this far. So, third time. What kit did you buy? It's a skyscraper kit. It's just a skyscraper. But yeah, so I guess the next show, like I said, I'm going to have some guys over on the 13th, and we're going to run some trains. So I've been doing that. I did that this month and last month. I had Brendan and Tristan over this month, and oh man, the CN locomotive that he had, it was a brass CN locomotive. The locomotive, it was done up really nice, especially with all the little LEDs that he has all over it, like the headlights, and then he had stair lights to them as well. Yeah, I've never had brass run on the layout, and it ran so smooth, so smooth. I was really happy with how that turned out, and even having like the longer locomotives and whatnot, like Brandon's SD90 Mac, he had 3 of them pulling all those grain cars, the cylindrical hoppers, and despite the fact that like they did uncouple a couple of times, not a huge deal, but just the fact that they would go around the layout and it was perfectly fine. I think my level of stress or anxiety with making sure that everything is running properly on the layout, it kind of went out the window. So it was really really good to see that things were running really well. And yeah, it makes me excited because I want to run like bigger locomotives too. Most of the time I try to run, the GP40s, GP30s, or 38s, the F40s, and all that. But I kind of shy away from it because of how certain things are with the layout. Drop a few more wires, and then I'll be able to scenic this entire side. I also ordered a backdrop that basically it starts at the door just behind the scrapyard, and it goes all the way around here, and it's going to go all the way down this side here. So I ordered that from Australia, and that should be here hopefully before the next live show, and I can hang it, and it'll look neat. If not, then hopefully by the next live show, like the next GVO After Dark, which, it'd be cool to show, and I'm really excited for just by itself, and then obviously building the scene in front of it, you get a better idea instead of seeing just like a little pink wall or this board here. It really brings down the whole quality of the layout just having it like that. So I'm really excited to see a backdrop go up here now and start bringing the whole layout to life more, and being able to use it more and whatnot. Yeah. Oh man, I'm sick for like the past week. So I was like in bed for like 3 days, except for when I obviously had to like drive my wife to work, and I didn't even do the write-up for the show. Near the end there, I did the write-up. So if some of it didn't make sense, it's probably because I was like not on Earth. when you're sick, or you have a man cold, as my wife likes, and that's it. So I was down for a week, and it was pretty bad. Not gonna lie, it was pretty bad because I only get sick like once a year, and it's usually for maybe like 24 hours, like a little 24-hour flu. Like I did take a Halls, but I'm usually coughing like all the time right now. And I guess it's probably better that the guys aren't here. Secretly, that's why they're not here, because they don't want to catch paint job I ever did. It's terrible. It's really dusty too. Like I usually have it sitting up on my shelf thing there because I just don't use it. It just sits there and collects awesome. But yeah, I thought I'd bring it out for the show because we were talking about. I know you probably missed it. I was talking about when we started, doing our layouts, and we started in the hobby in general, like when we were like really young and whatnot, what got us into it. So that was like, this thing is older than me, so pretty crazy. And Brandon wants to come to the live on the. Yes, we'll save you some cake, Brandon. Don't you worry. There'll be cake. Yeah, the OG hobby days. Yeah, I was probably about 3. You know how you can't really remember anything before you were 3? All I remember from my childhood was the trains, which, that's a good memory, right? It's a good thing to take with you, That's what I do with my kids. I talk to them about trains. I show them trains pretty fast. And I was like, whoa, will it fly if you go too fast? No, it won't fly. It'll get damaged. So you kind of have to watch them, but it's all good. It's all good. They're learning, right? It's all part of it. But, we enjoy the time that we spend together running the trains and whatnot. So, and even like Mark will come over and he'll be showing my oldest how to run the train and whatnot. And he'll be like, oh, sound the horn. And fortunate to get to see the hobby for what it is now, which is like 10 times, 100 times better than what it was when I was younger, because it was literally all Tyco and whatnot when I was little. No sounds. We made our own sounds. Sorry, that now I'm showing my age. Why in my day? If you got a man cold. That's true. And you know what? Typical me fashion, it's like I'm sick in bed, but I'm just well enough to place orders. But yeah. Night, Chris. Everyone have a great night. Enjoy the show. Have to wrestle for my dinner. All right, Highland Husk. Right. I saw you were shoveling snow today. I don't know how you're doing it with your back, man. I can barely do it, and it got like legitimate, health issues with your back. So I don't know why you're doing snow. No, it's true. You're never too sick to order trains. That's right, Perry. That's true, Perry. Excuse me, sorry. I'm gonna need another haul soon. I think the first one's wearing off. All right. I'm wondering if I missed anything, because I did have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Pizza party in 2 weeks. Pizza party. Talked about all the new stuff. I didn't really touch on ends this week. I feel like I'm gonna save that for Dave. He's gonna have to make up for it next month. And we did our mail call. Showed you all the cool new stuff we got. We got the fences. Yeah. Bam. Another month done, right? Wow. Okay, it belongs to one of those clubs where they send him a train every week. That would be neat, actually. The train a month club, where you sign up and they send you a neat, I do have. So I had to stop one of the trains because my caboose decided to derail itself. So I stopped the one train, and I've still got the other one going, which is coming right along the side here. I just don't have the sound on it because the F40s are really loud, like the older ones. So yeah, I didn't have the sound. See it just coming over my shoulder there? I thought that it would be at a good height, but turns out, it's got me in the camera, but yeah, that's about it. Appreciate everybody that's come out tonight. So hope you had fun. I hope you saw lots of cool new things. I can't wait to run these Pillsbury cars around, and the new CN hopper as well. Talked about whatchamacallit. We talked about our railroads, like when we were little and whatnot, and lots of people, they got right into it. It was really cool. In 2 weeks, we're going to be running some trains, and you'll be able to see the trains running. So watch for that. When I do the GVO After Dark, I'm trying to take a different approach to it, where I'm going to have a train running and stuff, but we're going to be talking about model trains and whatnot. So I'm trying to do a little bit of a diverse thing where we got a little bit of something for everybody. So there's a lot of people that love the news stories, that want to hear about the new product. And then there's people that obviously just want to see trains run. So whatever your fancy is, if you want to see more trains running, you can join us in 2 weeks. And we're going to be doing the trains running live. And like I said, because it's my birthday, the couple of days after that or something like that, I'm going to have the guys here, and going to have some pizza and whatnot. So, join us. We're going to have the chat going. We'll have the camera going. We're going to run lots of trains. I'm going to get some more track down between now and then, I think. And maybe we can get some big trains going and make lots of noise. But until then, I'm GVO. Wow. See? Even when no one else is here, I still mess up. That's fine. It's live. Anything can happen, right? I'm Go Veer, go home. Yes, even in the snow, I've got a train to catch. But you guys stay safe, stay warm, and see you in 2 weeks.